right. And welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm
Take
Naomi.
2. I'm Beth.
Okay, so funny story. We've been making these videos for a year now. And we just made an entire, I don't know, half an hour of video, but we didn't realize that it wasn't on. But we recorded our pauses instead. Because the button, when it's not on, the button's round and red. And when it is on, it's a white
square.
circle with a red square, because that's where you would press stop. But we were reading it backwards after a year. So this is take 2 of Sticks and Strings. Merry Christmas. We're 1 week from Christmas.
I'm wearing my little Cindy
And we're all
Lou
dressed
hat.
up because I was so cute in the video a minute ago. Anyway, we're all dressed up because we went to Nutcracker. Here's my jacket. And, okay, so what did we talk about?
And I didn't go, so I'm not dressed festively.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing my one fancy red, my one...
Your one...
This is my one...
My one
Christmassy-
beauty.
My one beauty.
Your one beauty. And her little hat.
And my little hat. I didn't
your
wear
hat.
this to the concert, but to the Nutcracker, but I just now put
I
it
have
on.
a little hat or something like that, and I don't know where I put it.
It's barely staying in my hair because I don't really have enough hair to hold it.
So, the first thing we have to talk about
What's
is
that?
the 411 project.
Right.
We started it back on our mom's birthday in August, as you remember, and through your kind donations and support, we were able to make... What?
Don't bang.
Sorry. I was just excited. We were able to make 72 pillowcases to send to the New Mexico Baptist Children's Home. And we worked all day Tuesday to get everything finished.
Literally all day.
Literally all day. I came at 9:30 in the morning. I left at like
She left briefly for like an
5
hour
for
and a half.
dinner. Yeah.
To feed her husband.
You know. And then I came back and we worked until midnight. So to get everything finished, all finished sewing, and then...
They worked. I pooped out after a while.
We were ironing for the whole evening until midnight. Just, the final iron and folding them nice. And then Eve categorized them. And we had all kinds of categories, like, wild animals and farm animals and Marvel characters and cartoon characters and little kid stuff.
I think I went to the other room when it was after midnight and you were still taking pictures. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like,
I took lots of photos.
I'm too tired.
But I'm going to put pictures here of all of our stacks. And then I was able to photograph each category and show every single pillowcase. So you can pause through these photos.
That's all due to you guys. You guys have been fantastic.
Grateful. We couldn't have done it
the
without
donations of funds and fabrics and money for
even
like the
even
McDonald's.
For McDonald's
Yeah,
we got a McDonald's
yes.
gift card. So we're so thankful to all of you, and
that respite money for McDonald's means more than you realize.
yes, thank you. So we were able to do that. We sent it off on Thursday, and they are going to arrive Monday, the Monday right before Christmas. So we're so excited to be able to send that. And I just can't wait to hear how the kids received it. And there was some for everybody, teenagers and little kids and boys and girls and everything. And we still have fabric that was sent to us. So we still, we wanted to push and get this many done.
We just couldn't get any more done and still get them there by Christmas. But we are not stopping. We're going to continue to make until we run out of fabric. At least. And we might buy more. And
then maybe we'll do another push. But so we're going to keep sending them like this coming year.
And it was so much fun. It was so much fun choosing fabrics that we don't have any practical use for, because our kids are grown.
Our kids are all grown, so it was fun to kind of live vicariously through it. Like,
here's a Mandalorian fabric, and here's
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my gosh, only now our family is going to be calling it Penny the Woo.
Yeah, one day she's like, it was one of our long sleepy sewing sessions. She's like, this Penny the Woo fabric is so cute. We're like, wait, what? So it's Penny the Woo now, but The avocado cat.
Oh, the avocado cat. And I went back for more fabric. No more avocado cats.
I thought you found the avocado cat, but you didn't find the paw print you found.
No, we had a little bit of avocado cat because that lady was cutting wrong or something, or we got into the bolt. Okay. I don't know, something like that. And I went back for more, and there was no more.
It is the cutest thing. It's these.
I found some paw prints, but
made out of avocados. Some of them are holding their own little pits.
Well, and their legs are little like sticks, like you put a stick in the avocado, you know.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Yeah, it whoever designed that.
We're obsessed. We're obsessed with that. Yeah. But and just I don't know, like the lizards and the mermaids and the there's some we were just what was fun. The really fun part was that we do the initial burrito sewing, right? Or the initial trimming, and we're like, "This is so cute." We did so many, and then we'd go back and make a burrito out of it. And as we're doing it, we're like, "This is so cute." And then we, iron them out, and then we had this huge stack for the very first part of the French seam, and then we had to go back through them and do the second part of this French seam. So it was kind of like rediscovering them over and over because you can't remember. It's like 72 of them.
Because sometimes it was a day or two before we looked at them.
Right, or maybe a week. And so you take it out and you're like, I forgot how cute this is. So it was a lot of fun. It was. So we're inserting pictures here while we're babbling, and you can see them all. So that was a lot of fun, and we're so grateful to that. And we feel very, very happy that we were able to honor our mom in that way.
Yeah.
Especially this weekend.
And then, also, Naomi made this.
This is a thread crochet tablecloth.
My mother loved poinsettias, and it's really hard this time of year walking in and seeing the poinsettias everywhere, to purchase. Because I would always buy her some, or Dad would buy her some, or Tim would buy her some. She loved them.
Yeah. And so I made this for her many, many, many years ago, back when I could complete things. And it has a poinsettia in the middle with some gold beads and these little leaves. And then these, they're pineapple designs, if you guys are familiar with that. And we have a glass table, a little round glass table, and this fit perfectly at this circle, so then the rest of it would hang down the sides. It was real pretty. And she would put out every year, and when we were they had put decorations out, I was like, where is that tablecloth? And she's like, I didn't see it. So we had to go kind of searching for it, but I'm so glad we found it because I'm very proud of it.
My mom used to store stuff in a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And I thought I had looked through all of them, and then there were more.
Yeah, there were more. So I love that, and I'm glad we found it, and it's good. It's good. But Eve's going to go first this time and see if she can remember everything she talked about in round one.
Okay,
Take one.
So what I'm working on right now is, what is this called?
Is it Let Heaven and Nature Sing?
Let Heaven and Nature Sing by Sweet Wings Studio.
I was about to say Let Freedom Ring, but you already did that one.
No, that's the one on back. So, through the whole week, I got maybe 20 stitches done because I've been sewing a lot, not just the pillowcases, but I sewed pet bandanas.
Oh, yeah.
So we often give pet Christmas presents.
Oh, Hobbs wrote his letter to Santa.
Yeah.
Just anybody who's listening, Santa. He really likes those little fuzzy cat toys. They're about this big, and they're like a clump of fuzz, like sparkly, glittery fuzz. He carries it around in his little mouth. And he'll sit on a stool or get up on a step and drop it down on purpose, and then chase it down, and then he'll get back up and drop it. So he wants more of those.
However, he did not like these. The other cats, this was a pattern that I saw on YouTube. Missouri Star Quilt Company, Misty Doan, was doing this pet bandana, but the pattern is for dogs. It's a free pattern. The pattern is for dogs, but I adapted it for kitty cats. And I was like, okay, about how big for
We'll put some pictures in, yeah.
And Rogue has on her her Christmas one right now, and this was my practice. So
you just slip the collar through, which is nice. You don't tie it separately.
You don't have to tie it, and they don't feel any different than they're wearing a collar, except Hobbs noticed that there was something on his back.
Yeah, but Calvin, he's still wearing his. He's like, yeah,
and
I look dashing.
I see all the time people dressing their animals, and if their animal doesn't mind, fine. But here in Arizona, like I have a Santa suit for my dog. It's a coat that I bought when we would go to New Mexico because she would have to be out in snow and stuff, and so I wanted her to have a little coat anyway, and so I bought one that looked like a Santa suit. But I just have it out like a decoration right now because I'm not putting that on her. It's too hot. Today it's cold, but even so, it's too hot for a Santa suit. I had to take off my Christmas sweatshirt because I was too hot. So that's why I thought about the bandanas. I saw it.
They're cute.
Yeah, I think they look really adorable. And also, I am almost fully finished. I have to stuff it and sew the bottom. This, I don't remember I didn't bring the pattern over here with me.
We showed it last.
But yeah, I finished this a while back, and it's for a gift, and I found this floral fabric at Hobby Lobby. Naomi and Beth talked me into it. Anyway, I sewed it with a little pocket.
I talked you into that? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty.
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't decide, and you said that one. So it has a little pocket, and into that pocket, I'm going to put a pair of scissors.
That's neat.
And
Is it Erica Michaels?
Yeah. I think you're right.
Who, this?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like a freebie?
No. So I don't recall the designer. When I showed it on Instagram, somebody said, "Oh, I love that designer," but I'd never seen any of her other stuff for. And I've said the name of the designer before. I don't recall what it was. I made a pocket on the back here for scissors, and they go in like this.
That's cool.
And I plan to put, I might not because my time is running out, but I have some little trim, a little pom-pom trim that I was thinking about putting around so that it could hold the scissors. But it also has these buttons.
You're gonna stuff it with lizard litter or?
Yeah, I'm thinking lizard litter.
Oh, sorry.
It has these buttons to go on top. In it. Stick it with these buttons.
Oh, I see.
So I thought it would be a cool little sewing thing. Anyway, that's that. And then I made this smug rug with this donated batting that...
The dead body. It's from the dead body.
Yeah, but we chopped up the dead body and now it's...
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah.
It's behind us now.
It reminds me of all those shows I watch on ID.
There was a chopped
They
up dead
cut the
body.
body and then
So
put it in the river.
And this
You
is
thought you
the
knew
first
us,
time
right?
I tried any applique, and I hate it. And
It's not bad. Why do you hate it? Let me
because
see.
you're more critical of your own stuff than you are of somebody else's.
It's not bad.
I miss the edge. I miss the edges.
Oh.
I had to pick it out and do it again.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah. So it's not as thick as I would have liked. It's supposed to be a mug rug. But I'm going to tell it, here, you can do it for whatever you want with it.
Tell him it's a reed making mat and he'll love it. He will love it.
But quite a bit of my time this week was making this quilt. And I finished my son's quilt except for
Sandwiching it.
And I'm going to go to Naomi's house and sandwich.
Make a sandwich. Which, if you don't know, quilting... Yeah, we're going to cover Beth up. That's our job.
Okay, which is
A quilt sandwich is the top that you piece together like this, and then the batting.
Is the top. I'm not sure.
And then the batting, and then the back. And you pin baste it or glue baste it. Sorry, Beth.
Okay, we've got to lower it so you can see the black. There's black.
It's like a grunge black.
Mm-hmm. It's
real
covered in
nice.
thread, so I'm sorry.
Okay. That is so pretty. And you have these pinwheel blocks.
I think it looks very masculine.
And then these, the way these meet in the middle.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way.
So what is the actual? Oh, we're sideways. What's the actual block? It's like no.
The block has a pinwheel on each opposite corner. So
it's a big. Oh, it's this right here. Like
right.
That. Like
yes.
That.
And so when the four are put together, they're framed by these others.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
that's the bottom. Very nice.
So yeah, so
It's
I'm going to
big.
be up pinning tonight. Yeah. And there's more thread right there in the middle.
That's okay.
Every time I look at it, I find more threads.
Don't worry about it. And then you sandwich it and then you quilt it. Have you decided how you're going to quilt it?
Like this.
Did you see what she did? She's like this.
Because I don't have a long throat machine.
A big throated sewing machine?
Yeah. Oh.
What was that?
I don't know.
Something fell. I don't know. So, I don't know. My feet
know, I
are
don't see
tangled on
anything.
something. Oh.
Sounds like a button.
Hold on.
Sorry.
There's a cord.
Take one was so much better.
We got to this far.
Oh, I see.
We got this far.
We got to this far, and yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
There's something wrong here.
And so I went back to play what was recorded, and it was all the pauses that we had done. Sorry. Anyway.
So, while I was waiting, I said, I got time. I thought about, starting decorate, because I decorate the table every time. And
What, you were waiting today, you mean? While we were at the Nutcracker?
Well, before I took everything apart, because
Oh.
I sew on this table, and I have my sewing thing out. I have my mat, my rulers, my everything out here, and this table is covered from this end to that end with all of my stuff, especially making a quilt, and then I pick it all up, and I like to dress up the table and get it ready. And I said, I really should go do that after I got the borders put on.
Mm-hmm.
and ironed, and then I said, I got time. And so this is 2 blocks for Beth's quilt. There's no Santa Claus. So, but because I was rushing, see this block, my stomach is growling, I'm sorry.
Hopefully it's not coming across the mic.
Oh.
Are you sure?
You know what's missing this time?
What?
The person next door playing the piano.
During our first take, you could hear the kid next door playing one part of Carol of the Bells over and over and over again.
And then you hear him going. Then you hear him going. Da, 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 da.
To get mad.
It's a really hard piece. It's a hard piece to sing, where you're not having to get your fingers all in, in a twist.
Tied in knots, yeah.
Yeah. So to play, I mean, I wouldn't even.
But it's just kind of comical.
When I was playing the piano a lot, I wouldn't even have attempted it.
Yeah.
My speed was Little Drummer Boy. Okay, so which is all the same thing. So the pattern. The pattern is called Calico Cats, and let me hold it up better.
Here's the kitty.
And it says to make 2 of the cats with light colored panels, but they think that I'm going to use a white background. Beth wouldn't want a white background. So I'm using a gray background. So technically, I could have made all of them with the same background.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, why not? Yeah, I should have just stuck with a gray background. Anyway, so I made this kitty cat, and I made this kitty cat. Okay, problem is, this between the ear belongs on this one.
Oh.
Because this is supposed to be the same as that.
No.
Yeah, the background's just...
But I might just leave it, whatever. But I should change it. If it bothers me, I'll change it. If it bothers you, I won't. Anyway, that's me twice.
That's you twice. Take 2. Okay. Shall I go next?
Yeah.
You want to go last? Because you're busy.
Yeah.
So me, I have to insert pictures because I don't have what I worked on all week, which was my dad's quilt. I got all the borders on. I talked about what borders I was going to do, and I actually changed my... Actually, that's a neat kind of story. I went to Mull Queen Fabrics, which is a sewing machine and back. I don't know what they're called. But it's a really nice quilt shop near us. And I took the top in, and the lady was so nice. She walked me around and helped me find a border fabric. I mean, an inner border and an outer border. And actually, I went in a totally different direction than I had planned, and I really love it. It's like you'll see in the pictures, that dark maroon inner border, and then a sort of a tealy blue outer border.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I really like it. And so I was able to put those on this week, and I'll insert a photo of my sandwich on the table. What I do is I take my dining table, and then I have a 6-foot banquet table that I put out, and I have one of those big cardboard, what do you call them? I don't know what they're called. It's like a mat, but it unrolls, and I put that between the tables because my dining table is oval, has oval corners, and so this kind of helps make a straight line along the edge. And then I put the banquet table there, and so I make a big surface, so I'm able to pin. That's what she's going to come over and borrow my big surface. So I was able to pin baste the sandwich, and I probably will start quilting tonight. I don't know how I'm going to quilt it. I've been contemplating if I'm going to do like a meandering, or if I'm going to do a straight line or a loopy loop. I'll probably do a meander because it's kind of stippling. It's kind of easy. I was going to go last because all my stories.
Mm-hmm.
But
we forgot.
But we forgot because this was take 2. So anyway, I did that, and then my son got a job, and his job starts in January. And I have been promising him this sweater for 2 years, a year and a half. And I'm like, it'll be done by the time it gets cold. 2 winters ago. And last winter didn't count. So then I was like, no, I'll finish it by the time it gets cold. And then I thought, well, now he's going to be riding the train and walking in January, which is really, when it gets cold here. So I don't know if I'm going to get it done in time for his job. I probably won't. Who am I kidding? But I decided to work on it again so he can at least not hate me. But the problem with this is that this is like a black hole. I do rounds, and I do rounds, and I do rounds, and I measure it, and it's the same. And I do a round, I do rounds, I do rounds, I round, and it's like the same. I don't know. I'm like stuck in this place. So this is the back. And also, I've been working on it so long. Honestly, the gauge, you can almost see the times, like, you can almost, even just looking at it. I mean, when I block it, it'll be better, but you can almost see how my gauge changes over time. Here's the front. The front will have a zipper closure here, if I ever get to that part. But so a zipper goes right here, and then I think once I cast on the sleeves, they'll go fast. Then my question is, because my son has paralysis on the right side, so his right arm is a little shorter. And so then I thought, well, do I make his right arm and left arm exactly the same? Because what happens is that sleeve always comes down kind of over his hand like that. Or do I make this one slightly shorter, which is probably what I'll do. But it'll look weird, hanging on a hanger. But
people don't see it hanging on a hanger.
No. And I think if it falls at the same place on his wrist, I'll just have to make sure, and really try it on him and double check it. But so I keep measuring it. And I feel like I never make any progress. Like, it's a black hole of stitches.
Like my 2 hours and 2 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Driving.
Yeah.
Story. Yeah.
And the problem is, I don't know if you can see, this pattern is a 6x1 rib. And it's nice, and when you block it, that purl line would show nicely. But one of the things about the pattern, it says, it keeps your knitter's interest because it's not so boring, right? Because every 7th stitch you do a purl. Well, actually, if it was straight stockinette, I could sit and not have to think about it and just knit. But what happens is I have to knit 6 stitches and pay attention. Oh, that's a purl. I cannot tell you. You can see on the inside the purl lines, right? I cannot tell you how many times I have had to go, oh, there's one I missed. There's one I missed. And so I put a little marker in it. When I get here, I take the stitch off, ladder down, fix it, ladder back up. I'm like, this is driving me crazy. And I'm like, I wonder how long it would take for me to cast on a bulky sweater and make him just a whole new sweater. Because out of bulky yarn, it'll take me 5 minutes. Anyway,
it's kind of like
your snowman.
No,
it's like Beth's snowman.
No, it's like the birth announcement thing that Beth started for Eli.
The one that she started when he was going to be born and still hasn't finished. No, it's like her snowman of a couple of years ago. You just, no matter how much you do, you never make any progress.
Yeah.
So so this is what I work on when I can't stand to be in my sewing machine anymore, and so I was knitting it literally at 3:00 in the morning last night. I don't know why I didn't go to bed. I've been having trouble sleeping lately, so I'm like, okay, but here I am sitting in my chair. Oh, and I look back. How many purls did I miss this round? So that's literally all I've been doing. I've been working on Dad's quilt, but I can kind of see the finish line. And I have some stories to tell, because I'll just give you a teaser. It's the week of mislabeled things in my life. So Beth will go, and then I'll tell you all those stories.
Okay. So I have a pseudo finish, a sort of a finish. I finished the stitching. There's
what's that? The high mom?
Yeah. There's some buttons. There's a carrot nose and a little snowball button that go on here, but the stitching itself is finished.
Yay.
So there's a little snowman.
He's so cute, but he doesn't have a nose.
But yes, he doesn't have a nose, and he's supposed to have a little snowball. And actually, this is a puntini pattern, and inside it there are actually 2 patterns, because there's the one with the buttons, and then if you don't have the buttons, you can stitch it, and there's like a version of it with the stitched nose and the little snowball. The snowball is goes on his hand, and the carrot nose. So, but when I bought this, it came with the buttons. It doesn't come with. In the picture, there's 3 little pins.
Oh, I see.
It's a pin pillow. So in the picture, there's 3 little pins up here. But you'd have to order those separately. They're not included in the pattern.
On here the snowball looks a lot bigger than the actual button, but it must just be the picture.
I think it's just the picture.
Yeah, because that'll go.
Yeah,
that'll go right on there. Cute.
Yeah. So I finished this last night.
Let me see.
It's very cute.
We'll take photos. Oh my goodness.
And then
it's cute.
And then I've been I think last Saturday I worked a little bit on this.
I don't know how you're gonna make it into a pin pillow, but it would make a really cute ornament.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted a pillow or you wanted an ornament.
It would make a really cute ornament.
It would, but I wouldn't hang it on the tree.
Yeah. So if I made it into a pin pillow, you could have it all year round or whatever.
Well, I would do like
all
that
winter
other little
too.
That little pillow that you gave me with the snowman on it. It's on the tier tray right now.
Mm-hmm.
I put it away.
Well, true.
with
You
this-
could have this all winter, not just Christmas. That's true. That's cute. That's adorable.
And then the other thing I worked on, because I didn't work on, I don't think I worked on the towels at all this week because I wanted to finish this. I think I started this last Saturday.
Yeah, I think so. During our thing.
Something like that, or maybe I don't know. But so I was close to finishing it, and so I just went ahead and worked on it until I finished it because it's not very big at all. And then, but so since then, I've been working on this Prairie Schooler Santa. This is the 2021 North Wind. It says on there. Everybody's blowing in the wind. So I've been working on. I did his sleeve last night over here, and there's one little mistake.
That's okay.
For the evil spirits to get out. Because if you know it's there, it's very obvious to me. But if you don't know it's not, it's there, you really couldn't see it because it's all in the maroon stitches.
Well, don't point it out, or I'll look at it every day.
But so I finished, around his, beard and everything, and right now I'm working on. It's just back and forth on this part. But yeah, so. I have it's a very simple design actually compared to a lot of these other Prairie Schooler things. There's not a whole lot of nitpicky little design elements in it. It's pretty simple and straightforward. But so I want to finish it as soon as possible because I was looking at it, thinking about the towels. They don't really require any FFOing because once they're finished stitching, they're finished. And but these I have to do something with them when I'm finished stitching them. So
well, if you have to make a choice, finish the towels.
Yeah,
I already know about it.
I can quickly finish that myself. So
the stitching on the towels actually it'll go pretty quickly. I just have to do it. But I wanted to finish stitching these, and then
I was going to say, if you have to make a choice, make Eli's towels. So.
Well, the one towel is finished.
The
Mandalorian towel.
Okay.
It's finished, and it's the Andorian that I want to do for Robert that needs work, and then the Christmas towel for Eli.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you can set mine aside because I see you every day, and you can just give it to me whenever.
Yeah. So anyway, that's since I was trying to finish this snowman. That's really all I've been working on this week until now. I'm working on this. So
I found who that little pattern is by.
Yes.
It is by Jeanette Douglas Designs.
Ah.
It's called.
I knew it was one of those big name people.
I don't know who that is. It's called Patriotic Mini Bouquet.
I see.
Because it was supposed to be done in red, white, and blue red design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the way you did it. All right, so is it story time?
Yes.
Okay, so the week of mislabeled things started with Eve said Hobby Lobby's having a sale, and I got batting for the quilt, and I was like, oh, I need that, so I went over there.
I chose a different one than she did.
Well, yeah, I don't know what you bought, and so I never buy cotton or cotton blends. I always buy polyester. I don't know. That's just me. Battings. And so I went, and Hannah told me that for her flannel quilt, she wants very thick batting. And I have in the past bought batting literally, as this thick. And that's what I thought I was buying. Because the package said extra loft, it said. First of all, it was called such and such extra loft. And then the thing said high loft up to 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch is like that, right? So I bought 2 packages, one for my dad's quilt and one for Hannah's quilt. And Okay. And then I always back my sheets with, my quilts with a flat sheet, like from bedding. And what's the matter? Dog?
I just want to make sure she's not eating something like the reindeer.
I always put a flat sheet on the back of my quilts because it's already washed. It's already, not washed, but you know what I mean. It's already, and I don't have to sew it together. And they come in whatever size I'm making the quilt. You can get a flat sheet that size, whether it's king size, queen, full, twin, whatever. So it's just, and they're usually soft. There's one brand I get at Target that has a nice soft feel to it. And they quilt beautifully, and they're made from 100% cotton, so they shrink well. And, because I like to wash a quilt and it kind of shrinks and gets a little wrinkly. I love that. So that's what I use. So I was at Penny's, and I saw that they had this sheet set on clearance for like $14. And it was a full size sheet set, and the size on the flat sheet said 81 by 96, and I was like, cool, that will work. And I bought it, and I thought, well,
and the color was good.
The color was perfect, and I thought my dad could use the fitted sheet and pillowcases on his bed if he wants. And I was like, it's a plan. So I had one night that I was going to make this quilt sandwich, and it was Friday night. Yeah. Right? No.
Not last night, the night before.
It was Thursday night. Right. Because that's right. I went to Penny's that day after we mailed the stuff. I went over there and I was like, I'm so excited. That's right. After we mailed the things, we went to Penny's. So I was like, I'm gonna put it together Thursday night, and on Friday I don't have anything planned. I'm gonna quilt on Friday. So I take the first thing I do is I take the sheet out, and I take the sheet set out, and I iron the flat sheet. And I don't notice when I'm ironing, although then as I just ironed it nice and flat, and I go to put it on my big tables, and I look at the label, and it says 100% polyester, and I'm like, I didn't even think about that, because it was a microfiber. And I don't know why that should have ding, ding, ding. Because I was sort of thinking about flannel, and I decided no. And I thought, oh, this is microfiber. It feels real nice. Like, I'll just, So then it was polyester. And I really don't like using a polyester sheet as the backing of a quilt, because I want it to be able to, shrink with the cotton. So I was like, I called Eve, and I'm like, it's polyester. And we talked about it, and we said, okay, I guess it's okay. That wasn't a mislabel. That was my misread. And still, I didn't get it, Eve. I put it out there, okay, and I spread it on the table, and I did not even think about what was obvious. So then I get the batting out. I get one package of batting, and I pull it out, and I'm like, it is so thin.
She called me crying.
I called her, I'm like, this is so thin. Look at this. This is supposed to be half an inch loft. It wasn't even a quarter.
No, you weren't crying until the other thing. You were
that's when I cried.
Was
this I was mad. Because it said high loft, half an inch. And I'm like, oh, this is not half an inch. So she's like, well, you have 2 packages, and you're not going to use that on Hannah's quilt because it's too thin, the second package. So I put both battings down, and the batting is bigger than the flat sheet, but that happens, so I put it out, and then I started to get the quilt out, and I'm like, wait a minute. I put the quilt top on there, and I knew that the quilt top was 78 inches wide and about 77 longish, or it's basically a square. And I'm like, wait a minute. The batting is 81 inches, and this sheet is not the same size. So I go. Now, the sheet set was labeled full size, and it had 81 by whatever, 96, the size of the flat sheet. And I'm like, this is not right. And I go take my husband's, I always use my husband's what's that called? Measuring tape thing, because it stays stiff. I actually measure all my quilts with it. But I go to take it, and it's like, I called Eve, and I'm like, what's wrong with this picture? I showed her the label on the sheets, and I showed her it was like 66 inches wide.
That's when you were crying.
Well, and you know what? I had a clue when I was ironing, because I pulled it out of the package, and there was only one pillowcase. And it said 2 pillowcases, and I thought, why isn't it? Because twin sets come with one, full and up come with 2. And I remember shaking it out, going, man, they gypped me a pillowcase.
You know what I think happened? Because it was in a little bag, right? I think somebody took the full out of a twin bag or something like that.
No, because it was wrapped up in all the cardboard. It had not been touched. It was just stupidly mislabeled. So here it is, 11 o'clock at night, and I can't make my quilt sandwich. The batting was not what it was advertised on the bag. The sheet was clearly mislabeled. I was so mad, and I don't remember if that was the same day it was on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah. Because Mark came home early from work. On the way home, I don't know what I was doing here Friday. What was I doing here Friday?
You took Dad shopping?
Oh, I took my dad shopping, and on the way home, I got myself a Pollo Loco, which I love because I love their chicken. And I was on the phone with my husband, so he heard me order. I said, I want a 3-piece leg and thigh. Not a 2-piece, I want a 3-piece. So I very happily get home, and I open it, and there's only 2 in there. So I got gypped in batting. I got gypped on the sheet set. I got gypped, my chicken was stolen. Everything was wrong. Everything.
So yesterday...
Forgive me, I'm not supposed to say I got gypped. Apparently that's not a nice thing to say. Sorry. But I'm like, everything was wrong. Everything.
So yesterday, it was like yesterday must have been a day for this kind of stuff. Because Dad said, you and Beth get something brought here. I was in the middle of stuff, so
for dinner?
He knew. No, for lunch.
Oh.
He said, I'm going to eat, I bought him some little meals. And I said, okay. Really? I said, we could eat leftovers. Because no, you order something brought here. Okay.
Was that the Chipotle?
Yeah, Chipotle.
Oh, okay.
And so I got mine and I went, I thought I ordered sour cream. I said, maybe, I don't know. And I couldn't, the receipt wasn't on there. And, so I was like, maybe I'm just imagining it. And then Beth read it on the lid of my box.
Yeah, on the box, there was a little label on it said.
So they would have filled one of these little things with sour cream. It was like a lot of sour cream, right? No, not a drop. I was like, well, okay. And then later that day, I was still working on Robert's quilt, and then to preface this, a long time ago I fell out of a van and hurt my neck and back, and I think that's why I've been having so much trouble. And so I was just in a lot of pain, and I couldn't face standing up and trying to cook, and so I ordered IHOP, just the family meal, I knew we weren't going to eat it all, but I thought, nah, it's cheaper to order it this way. So I ordered Beth and I a Diet Pepsi's each, because from Chipotle they don't serve fountain drinks.
You mean? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chipotle
So from IHOP I wanted fountain drinks, and it arrives. And there's only one fountain drink instead of 2. We clearly paid for 2.
It took an hour, too.
And it took an hour. Yeah. It said it was going to take 30 minutes. It took over an hour. By the time we got everything, it was 10 at night. Yes. And because I had texted Beth at some point, and I said, yeah, dinner should be arriving sometime today.
At some point.
Yeah. And so there was only one drink. And I was like, really? Because it seems, and this is not DoorDash's fault. This is the restaurant's fault when they do not put the entire order there. And they're in a hurry. But sometimes, it's the driver's fault who says, okay, and they don't bother. I know because I used to work for Uber, that Uber, and I'm assuming these other guys, when you get the page to go get it, it tells you what you're supposed to pick up. It has the whole order right there. So if it says drinks and you don't see any drinks, you're supposed to say, hey, man.
Was that the day? Was that on Tuesday, the sewing day, when we got all of the drinks left off?
That happened on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But on Friday, they left off the one drink.
Yeah, but on Tuesday, they left off because we were sewing like crazy, and so we ordered dinner or lunch or something, and the guy gets here, and there's no drinks. And I walked out, and I walked to the end of the driveway because he went to the end of the cul-de-sac and was turning around, and I stopped him. I'm like, they were supposed to be drinks, and he's like, they weren't there. They weren't there when I picked it up. And I'm like, we paid for them. He's like, well, sorry. So it's been a week.
And DoorDash always fixes this kind of thing, and it happens because people are human,
I don't know if that guy was human.
But I don't like rude behavior, so I took away his tip.
Yeah.
But the restaurant, if they didn't put them out, you're supposed to look.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever. But also, the one soda that we did get was half full.
Oh, no.
And the ice was all melted, so it had been obviously filled and just left sitting there for that hour that the...
You hope.
That no, they had those thingies on
ice.
top.
Oh, yeah.
They had those little things
stickies
on top. And it seems a minor thing, but, if I were to go myself, okay, I really felt awful. I didn't want to drive. Because I always said I should just go get Whataburger.
Yeah.
I should have just cooked. But, but when you pay for a service, you expect...
Or a set of sheets.
Or a set of sheets. Yeah.
Yeah, I went and returned them, and then actually, I was going to tell you, Target has... You can get a flat sheet and a fitted sheet and a pillowcase. So you can buy just the flat sheet, which is what I wound up doing. Which is what I should have done in the first place.
Mm.
And...
You got them at Target?
I got it at Target.
The one she got that was wrong
Pennies.
was
that was pennies.
That was pennies.
Yeah, most places sell them where you can.
Yeah,
where you can get
Pennies
just
doesn't.
one thing.
But so I went to Pennies and returned, and then I went over to Target. Well, when I took Dad shopping, I went and got it. And I also got some very cute gnomes, which I'll put a picture of right here. They're so cute. They were so cute. They were in the dollar spot. I was like, I haven't bought myself any gnomes this year. So I'm going to get these. And I sent Mark a picture, said, sorry, not sorry, these are going on the mantle. They're so cute.
When I saw your picture of them, I was like, are you telling me you're buying them? Are you telling me you want them?
No, I bought them. I didn't even question. I was like, they're in the cart. And they had larger ones and smaller ones, and I got 3 of the larger ones, and then there was one small one that didn't match because it was the only one of its kind, and actually it has some glue schmutz on the back, so I went back to try to find another one, and I couldn't find any, but it has you'll see a picture, it's got a red stripy hat, and it was the only one like that, and I was like, it's so cute, I can't stand it. So
yeah,
I'm a sucker for gnomes. But so those are my crazy stories for the week. It's not very crazy, and I still have to finish Hannah's quilt. I hope to get it done by the time she goes home, but if I don't, I'll mail it to her shortly after. Problem is, I have to sew with her in the room, so, I mean, it's not a surprise. She knows she picked it all out, but, it's hard because it's actually her bedroom where I sew, so. Then I thought maybe I could sew in Eli's room, but I don't know.
Well,
because Eli will be home, but only for Christmas weekend. So maybe I could move.
That would be hard. Moving
sewing.
everything would be hard.
It's just the machine. It wouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
Well, I was wanting to get this done before Tim comes because I figure he's going to be in here. He's
Actually, he'll probably be in Dad's room.
Yeah, that's true.
But
so,
anyway,
but
it's still company.
Yeah. And so
I sort of am setting a deadline of Wednesday for myself for all the main
when
stuff.
Does Tim come?
He comes
the 21st?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. He comes Tuesday. Hannah comes Wednesday.
Yeah, I was thinking that the 21st was Wednesday, but I was like looking at my calendar today, going, "Oh no!"
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And Eli's coming to stay on Wednesday, through Christmas weekend. I mean, he'll be in town, but he's getting ready for his new job, and then Hannah and I are going to New Mexico, and we're going to freeze. Oh, I bought a new coat this week. I like it. It's poofy. Because I don't have a good. I still have that ancient coat you gave me from the 80s.
I just moved to Little Rock. I think I bought it in Little Rock, like in 89 or 90 or something like that.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, because I bought it in Little Rock, and me and Brandy.
And it's like
a patchwork kind of
No, it's
material.
mostly it looks like tweed, but there's patchwork here on like in a chevron
like
and on
the
sleeves.
yoke or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have gotten more compliments on that coat. So she gave it to me, and I don't know, years ago. Years ago.
Yeah.
And I have worn it, but it's so old that now, if it was puffy at all, it's like just like
it wasn't puffy.
Down.
I don't think. But
no, but I mean it used to be a little fluffier, thicker.
Yeah.
But it's so old. But and actually part of that and the
It's
patchwork is like velour. That's what's so funny.
Yeah.
And it's all different colors, but it's dark.
Back when they would make stuff like that.
Yeah, it's mostly black. I mean, the coat is black, and then the velour part is dark colors. I've gotten more compliments on that, though. I'm like, this is vintage. So when I bought the new, but it's not very warm anymore.
Yeah.
And I have to wear layers under it because it's lost. That's what it's lost. It's like it's loft or whatever that made it warmer. And it's okay for Arizona,
Well, but, I had a dress that I bought at Walmart. It was I don't remember it's some celebrity, label, whatever. But I bought it at Walmart, and I used to wear it, like to church or whatever. It was a red dress, and I would get compliments on it all the time. I was like, "It's from Walmart." It's a cheap dress.
But so that coat though isn't very warm anymore. And it's perfect for Arizona winter. But like I tried to take it to Boston, and I had to wear like a fleece under it because I was not warm. Yeah. And so at the prospect of going to New Mexico in January, I was like, Hannah wants to go to Santa Fe, and I'm like, I'm gonna freeze. And so I found this coat at Penny's. It's probably still not super winter like REI kind of winter, but it's poofy, and just putting it on in the store, it was very, very warm. And it's got like a Sherpa lining, and it's got a big hood that kind of comes down like that. So I really like it. Mark's like, well, you can get rid of the other one. I'm like, no. I'm just gonna have to hide it in the back of my closet because I'm like, it's vintage. It's so cool, and it's actually good for Arizona.
I was gonna say the other one. It's too heavy.
Too heavy, yeah.
I do, I comment all the time that I don't have a coat, and technically I do. It's in that closet. I don't wear it because I'm too fat, but it's intended for places that are really cold.
Yeah.
And I mean, I used to wear it a lot in New Mexico. It's dressy.
Well, he had a business trip to Minneapolis in the dead of winter. That man had to drive, and he bought a coat for that trip because we didn't own anything that was, and he used it, and and it was appropriate. But it's in the closet now because he hasn't had need of it, since. But yeah, like this one, I'm like, well, because there was one time I went to Boston. I guess it was in February when she went to audition. I went to Boston, and I wasn't sure what to buy. I went to REI, and I'm like, I don't want a 30 below kind of coat, but I need some kind of, I tried to buy layers, and that didn't work very well. I froze. Oh, I froze so badly. So I should have bought a coat like this back then. But yeah, so I'm glad I got it. And it'll my son's trying to call me.
I was gonna say, what is that sound?
It's Eli trying to call me. He doesn't know we're recording, or he should know we're recording.
I was gonna say, you told him.
I know. But so I'm glad I got the coat. It's really cute. It's dark green and looks kind of comfy, and it's got like a nice warm lining. And what I love is, my favorite features of it is that the pockets are lined with like, they're like faux fur lined. And so when you put your hands in, it's warm. And right here on the inside, this is the best feature I had never seen before. On the inside of the elastic on the wrist, it's got that fuzzy. Our dog alarm went off. Yes, she's barking. So plans for the week. Our brother comes in, and he has to leave early before Christmas. So we're gonna have a little get together on the 23rd. With him, and then on Christmas Eve we're having our progressive dinner, which will be lots of fun, and we get to see everybody's house.
I'm doing dessert, and I have lots of
a lot to
desserts
do.
to make.
I have a lot to think about. Fortunately, Hannah's coming home, and she's turned into quite a little chef. She has a food foodie Instagram, and she's cooking. No, but she's like, "Do you have a big soup pot, Mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "So I'm thinking about making tamales." And I was like,
has she ever made tamales?
No.
I was telling Beth
But she's never made anything else that she makes,
I know.
so she just does it.
I was telling Beth when we were where were we? That
we were at Fry's getting the
stuff for
the playing cards.
We went to play cards last night.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah,
it was Thursday.
Was it Thursday night?
Yeah, Thursday night. Rachel and they came over to my house, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I told Mark, I kind of bought a lot of food after all, but it's like, I'm not having any Christmas parties. You know what I mean? Like friend Christmas parties. So it was my Christmas party, and it was a lot of fun. I had enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I saw the tamale husks, and I was like, I never learned how to make tamales. And the person in our family that usually made them was Aunt Bibi, and everybody said that they were fantastic. I don't eat tamales. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to know how to make them.
Yeah.
Because
I love tamales. But
you have to use like a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
No.
And
steam.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I know most people make them in a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
So,
I've heard
those big tamale pots are just steam pots. Those big ones that they sell at the store, they're like as big as a table.
But like I said, I've never made them. I know that Aunt Bibi made them every Christmas.
She didn't make them in a pressure cooker.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
Did she?
I don't know.
What I heard.
Well, ask Judy. It was her mother.
Well,
she was there.
she said that Hannah said she's been watching videos about it, and they just use even just a Dutch oven. But you just have to steam them. Like you have to have a steamer insert. And I told her, I said, I have a big soup pot. I said, but I was standing in front of the tamale pots the other day at the store going, do I need one of those? Should I get one of those? Should I try that? And so I was kind of glad that she wanted to do it. I'm not above buying a tamale pot. I just don't know if it would go on the stove. They're so big.
Yeah.
They're so big. But, and I imagine like you need that if you're going to make, 500 tamales. Because and they come with a steamer insert. It's not a pressure cooker.
It would be nice if she made them, because every year we have to find somebody to buy them from.
We buy them from, yeah. So,
although I don't think we're doing that this year.
No. And so, I wasn't planning to have tamales, but, or pozole or anything like that. But
if Robert wants them, he can buy them himself.
But, so, maybe New Year's. Maybe if she can figure out how to make them that week, we can have them for New Year's Eve or something. Anyway, so that's what she wants to do. So I was like, you go, girl. Because she's brave. She'll just do whatever.
Cooking doesn't normally intimidate me, and I think that if I liked tamales, I would have wanted to learn how to make them.
I don't know why you don't like tamales. They're good. But
I don't know.
Yeah, but well, and it's funny because here in Arizona, I've never had it in New Mexico, but here in Arizona they put an olive in them.
Yeah.
And so at the display at Fry's, there's the tamale pots, there's the husks, and there were jars of olives. And I was like, and and the red
that ain't
chili.
right.
Well, not to us, but here it's right. Actually, I've had them because there was a lady who sold them to my office back when I first moved here, and I was like, I kind of like that because I like green olives, so I don't have a problem with it. But my family, I remember my Aunt Mary Lou was like, they put olives in their tamales here. I don't know.
Well, and I had not had them.
The sweet ones.
The
sweet corn.
Yeah, the corn ones. Yeah, the ones with the corn. I've always had basically pork or beef. Yeah.
Didn't Los Dos Molinos have some that were like sweet?
Yeah, that's what kind Mark likes. It's sweet corn tamales.
Yeah. That ain't right.
I don't think Robert liked those either.
No.
Yeah, because it came with like a variety. It came with like 3 different kinds or something like that. Yeah.
He likes burn your face off hot.
Yeah.
Which is why that's his favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
And we're talking about restaurants. You guys have no clue what we're talking about.
If you live in Arizona, you might. But yeah, no, Hannah's like, I come home on a Wednesday, right? And I'm like, yeah. Or no, first she said, I come home on Tuesday, right? You guys don't have orchestra. I'm like, you come home on Wednesday. She's like, oh. And she's like, I really want Los Dos Molinos. So I guess you're going straight from the airport. I don't know.
But you know what? The one that I ordered from that came here fairly quickly, I think on Robert's birthday, whenever it was. That one was the one that's
in
Phoenix.
Oh.
And it was very good.
Yeah.
And it was very fast. And whenever we go pick it up,
we go to the Mesa
go
one.
to one that's further away as the crow flies. We don't DoorDash and things like that. Citizen.
Excuse me.
They think because I live in Phoenix, they think Phoenix is closer to me, and so they're always offering me things in Phoenix or showing me things in Phoenix, and I'm like, yeah, you have to go around the mountain.
Yeah. So this part of Phoenix is a little what they call America's biggest cul-de-sac because it's just a little neighborhood. It used to be a cul-de-sac. Now they put the freeway through and get out the other way. But it's behind the South Mountain, so it's a little tiny piece like this that's behind this big mountain, and then the rest of Phoenix is north of that. So,
but
it's
the same name, but it doesn't. It's not.
It's like a neighbor. It's like a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. But it's technically Phoenix.
Well, and it's 2 neighborhoods. It's Ahwatukee and Ahwatukee Foothills, which are very different.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're at the airport, the one in Phoenix is closer.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I'll have to give that some
Which is
thought.
what brought that. But because the food was very good, and it is...
It's all the same family. Yeah.
Yeah. They're owned by the same family.
We'll have to try it. Yeah. But that's our week. And then next Saturday...
Well, Money Lou is coming.
Yeah. But so we usually record on Saturday, and next Saturday is Christmas. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna record just something short that we'll put out on Sunday the 26th. So you'll see us next week, but it won't be a regular episode. Yeah. But we hope you have a good week up to Christmas. Mm-hmm. And
this is very short, but that's okay. Because you guys are probably as busy or more busy than we are.
Well, hopefully you're stitching the end of your Christmas presents with us today. Yeah. And we got to go make ours. So it's been good.
I got to go pin.
Yeah, it's been really good. We're very excited. We'll give you an update. Hopefully we'll hear from the Baptist Children's Home how the kids received the pillowcases, and we'll give you an update about that. And we hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and we will see you next week.
Bye.